It
Right,
seems
okay.
weird not being on camera and talking.
We'll be on camera shortly. We'll be on camera in 17 seconds. Okay, just got to make sure everything's sorted out and that we're ready to go, sort of.
Okay, the countdown.
Countdown? You count down?
Bye.
Dry, fine. We're there. We're there. We actually did it too quick. It just disappeared. Time just disappeared. Hello, Angelika.
Hello, Steven.
Right. So, everybody, welcome to the show. This is Ask Angelika, German language tuition, idioms and tongue twisters, season 4, episode 10. And what I'm going to do now, because we've got the long title out of the way, is I'm just going to make one change and we're back to our familiar setup. Okay, and I'm going to hide the card. And there we are. That's it. This is familiar surroundings, isn't it?
It certainly is.
It does. Right, if you're watching this live, thank you. If you want to say hello, then please do. And we have our first comment coming in from Chris in Belgium. And Chris is saying, hello, Steve and Angelika.
Oh, brilliant.
Hello,
Chris, again, it's nice
Guten
to
Tag,
know there. Yes, exactly.
Guten Nachmittag, Chris.
No.
We don't say that.
We don't say that.
No, we can say Guten Morgen. We can say Guten Abend. Can we say anything else instead?
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Okay, so in a German day, there's only morning, evening, and the day itself.
No, there is an afternoon. You just don't say good afternoon. So don't know why.
Okay. All right. Now, would you like to explain what we're doing today, Angelika?
Well, we're going to carry on with our idioms and tongue twisters. And as this is episode 10, we have got as far as the letter J. And while I was looking for idioms with the letter J in it, I found loads more for A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I thought, we could have used that. We could have used that. And but I have found some. And to my surprise, I even found a tongue twister with the letter J.
Which we all look forward to.
Well,
so
I don't think you are.
Okay, and Chris is saying, can you say that?
All right, okay, so in Belgium, they do have the good afternoon.
Right.
That's good. So yes, I guess they have it in Holland as well, then, just not in Germany. We're too busy working.
Indeed. Right, now for Angelika's put together 5 German phrases and the tongue twister at the end. I read them in German. Angelika will correct my pronunciation, and then together, always together, because this is idioms and they don't always have to make sense. We'll do a literal translation and then we'll do the English equivalent. So it's 1, 2, 3 for each of the phrases. So to begin with, the first phrase is sei nicht so ein Jammerlappen.
Yeah, exactly. Sei nicht so ein Jammerlappen. Well done.
Yeah. Thank you. It's just the J normally always throws me, but I thought, no, not this time. I'm going to get it right.
It's because it's a proper, so to speak, German word. Yeah. If it's a German word that's come from the English language, yeah, then it's often like joggen. It's not joggen. Yeah. But jammer is a German word. So Jammerlappen, you were absolutely right.
Right. And this is a compound noun. Okay. Right. So Chris, you can play along with this. You can help me out. And Angelika already knows the answers because she wrote them. Don't be like but I've never heard of the word Jammerlappen. Chris, any ideas? And I know there's a 20-second delay, so I'm going to see if Chris knows what a Jammerlappen is. Okay.
Well, a lappen is a cloth.
Yes.
Okay. And jammern, as a verb, for example, jammern as a verb would be to whinge or to whine.
Okay.
So literally it would be don't be So don't be such a whinge cloth.
Okay.
Which...
Yep. Okay, let's go for a literal translation then. Literal translation is don't be such a whinge cloth. Right. Well, we don't. That's not an English phrase. I know that. I've never heard that in English, said in English. So we need to know what the English equivalent is. Now I'm going to take a flyer at this. Is don't be such a wet rag. No.
Actually, I didn't see that anywhere in the translations. But that's actually not a bad equivalent as well. What's a wet rag? When would you say that?
Oh, basically when somebody is actually moaning about doing something.
There we are.
And they need to be, well, they need to be persuaded that they should do it. And over to Chris, and Chris is saying she doesn't know. But I didn't know, and I took a flyer, Chris. So there you are. No worries.
No, I saw two translations or two equivalents, and I've put them both on there.
Right.
Or you can show it as well. It's sort of don't be such a whiner or don't be such a sissy. It is somebody who is moaning a lot, who's whinging a lot because they don't want to do something or anything.
So we would say moaning Minnie.
Okay, that would be another one, which I didn't see in the dictionary, but yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The word jammerlappen, I was intrigued why a jammerlappen, but actually in the olden days there was such a thing as a whinge-cloth or as a jammerlappen. It was designed, I guess it was for the posh ladies. If they were crying, they had a special cloth for it to wipe their tears.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
There you go. Right, phrase number 2. Again, I read out the German, and then we'll go on an adventure trying to find out what it actually means. Okay, phrase 2. Das ist Jacke wie Hose.
Yeah, you get to really practice the J's now, aren't you?
You're not going to catch. You probably will catch me out having said that. That's my fault. So, das ist Jacke wie Hose. Hose are trousers. That is Jacke. That's it. No, I'm not going to get this. Chris. Das ist Jacke wie Hose. Something to do with trousers, and that is something like...
Well, jacke is a jacket.
Jacket. Okay. So...
Literal translation doesn't mean anything.
Literal translation, that's like jacket and trousers. Okay.
Doesn't mean anything.
And the English equivalent is...
Yeah, I love the English one.
That's 6 of one and half a dozen of another. Now, that's the phrase that does resonate. That is a true English saying. So just to go back to the original German phrase, das ist Jacke wie Hose, and we would say that's 6 of one and half a dozen of another, or the other. Now,
the thing is, 6 of one and half a dozen of another doesn't make any difference which one you get because they're both the same.
That's right.
Yeah. And Jacke wie Hose is actually a term from the, when was it? 17th century, I think. It was started by tailors. Because until then, jackets and trousers weren't made of or necessarily made of the same material. And in the 17th century, they started to make suits. So the jacket and the trousers were made of the same material. So it didn't matter because they were both the same. Hence, das ist Jacke wie Hose.
Okay, brilliant. Okay. Phrase 3. Jetzt mach mal halblang.
Yeah. Jetzt mach mal halblang.
Okay. Chris, any ideas? No? Okay. Now, yes is now.
Yeah.
Mach is from machen, which is to make.
Make
so
or
now
do. Yeah.
Make. Mal is from the Latin.
It's a filler word. It's really difficult. You can't really translate it.
Well, bad.
No, that's French. I think.
No. Okay. Half long. No, my nose is switching. I've no chance on that one. Is Chris helping? Weathercock.
I think that came from earlier on.
That's from earlier on. Okay. So now we're grappling with Jetzt, mach, halblang. So half long. No. Let's see what the literal translation is. Now do it half length.
Right, now half length or halblang. Halblang is the middle between long and short.
Of course it is. Makes sense. Right. Okay. Now do it half length. Okay. And our equivalent in England is come off it. Hang on a minute.
Now, where that German term comes from, jetzt mach mal halblang, is actually from the angling community. Because if somebody goes fishing and they catch a fish and it's usually that long.
Yeah.
Actually, it's only that. So people were told, jetzt mach mal halblang. Yeah, you said it's that long. It's probably about half of that, and you probably get the right size of the fish. So that's where it comes from. And hang on a minute.
So we could also say you're telling porkies.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Right, okay. Right. So the official translation is come off it or hang on a minute, which brings us on to.
It's guessing. Are you telling porkies maybe, rather than accusing somebody of telling porkies?
There's a lot of J's in here today.
Well, yes,
good job. My J pronunciation is working. Hopefully, Aus Jux und Dollerei.
Yeah, aus Jux und Dollerei.
Okay, from Jux. No. I'm stumped.
Oh, Jux is a joke. It's just another word for joke, rather than Witz, which is when you this is the joke when you're playing it, maybe playing a trick on somebody. And Dollerei, now, if any Germans were watching, there may be some who said you spelled it wrong, because the proper word is actually Tollerei with a T.
Okay.
But it's been pronounced with a D so much that you can actually, or people use both. I only know it as Jux und Dollerei, and I've never heard it as Tollerei, so I've deliberately chosen the wrong spelling. Dollerei or Tollerei is an old word, really. It just means fun. So it's like as joke and fun.
Right. So literal translation, as you just said, is as joke and fun, and English equivalent is just for fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Ich habe das aus Jux und Dollerei gemacht. I've done something and I've just done it for fun.
Phrase 5. Another J. Ja und Amen zu allem sagen.
Ja und Amen zu allem sagen.
Yes and amen to everything that's been said. Which means, literal translation, yes and amen to everything that's been said. And the English version, I've not looked yet, I'm guessing, is I agree. Or we agree. We're all agreed.
Yeah, a little bit more. It's
okay.
Used, so it is with the we agree. Yeah, so saying yes and amen to everything, and you're right. It is the agreeing, and that's where it comes from. It comes from the Bible. It comes from the church, where you did agree with everything. But over the years, the turn has sort of got a slight negative bit on it, because in the meaning it's of accepting or agreeing without questioning anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as an example, people may say, "Well, ich will keinen Mann, der nur Ja und Amen sagt." Yeah, I don't want a husband who just says yes, agrees with everything without questioning.
Right. And now we're to accept or agree without questioning. Okay.
And now you have a few J's coming up.
Because it's this is idioms with a J. So I would expect some J's. Is this a mixture of J's, hard and soft?
No, it's you're okay. This is your tongue twister now. And there's no English J in there.
Now, my only consolation is Angelika's got to say this too. Chris, you can say it as well as we actually try it. I'm just practicing in my head because I don't practice beforehand. So I'm just going to read out what it says for... Okay. Jedes Jahr im Juli essen Jana und Julia Johannisbeeren.
That wasn't bad, was it?
No,
that was good. Jedes Jahr im Juli essen Jana und Julia Johannisbeeren.
Yeah, it's just the compound word at the end which caught me out. But, okay, now we don't need to do it. Well, we've got the English equivalent, haven't we?
I've given you a translation, and but the translation, of course, isn't a tongue twister.
Right. Okay. Each year in July, Jana and Julia essen Johannisbeeren. What's a Johannisbeeren?
Johannisbeeren are currants. So you've got schwarze Johannisbeeren,
right, okay,
which is black currants, rote Johannisbeeren, which is red currants.
Okay.
But that would have ruined the tongue twister if you put a schwarze or rote in front of it.
Okay. Over to Chris. And Chris is saying, yeah, the J is the same in Dutch. Yeah, we know that. We have a friend. Well, we've got quite a few friends. But I always called her Jan until Angelika corrected me and said it's Jan.
You mean Yet?
We've got a friend in England. We've got
got two.
We know two Jans, don't we? One man, one lady. Okay. One Dutch and one, well, now in England. So jedes Jahr im Juli essen Jana und Julia Johannisbeeren. And the English equivalent as a tongue twister is every year in July, Jana. I've got to say Jana and Julia, haven't I?
Yeah, you're right, because those are German names. They're German girls.
Yeah, I mean, we would say Julia, but I have to say, because it is their official real name, Jana and Julia eat currants. Okay.
So it's almost a tongue twister in English then, because you don't say July, you say July. So yeah.
Well, yeah. So that was a mixture. Okay. Right, so we've made our way through the 5 phrases and the tongue twister and survived. So what we're going to do now is rewind. We're going to go to the top of the list. Angelika will read the German in perfect German. I will read the English in almost perfect English. Okay, so let's rewind and go back to the top. And Angelika, it's over to you.
Sei nicht so ein Jammerlappen.
Literal translation is "Don't be such a whinge cloth." And Angelika explained that ladies used to carry such a cloth with them back in. I
don't know if it's ladies, maybe men as well, but there was.
Men don't cry.
Oh, right, okay.
Don't say a word.
In those days, they didn't, did they?
No, and our equivalent is "Don't be such a whiner." Phrase 2.
Das ist Jacke wie Hose.
Literal translation is "That's jacket like trousers," and our equivalent is "That's a 6 of one and half a dozen of another." Phrase 3.
Jetzt mach mal halblang.
I've got my J's right. I'm doing well on J's today. Now do it half length is the literal translation. The English equivalent is "come off it" or "hang on a minute." Phrase 4.
Aus Jux und Dollerei.
The literal translation is "as joke and fun," and our equivalent is just for fun. Okay, phrase 5.
Ja und Amen zu allem sagen.
Okay, and let's go on. I'll do the translation, literal translation, saying yes and amen to everything. And our English equivalent is accept or agree without questioning. We could be political here, Angelika, but we won't. It's not a political program.
No. Jedes Jahr im Juli essen Jana und Julia Johannisbeeren.
Okay, and that translates to every year in July, Jana and Julia eat currants. Okay, because it's easy to get confused because Julia is an English name. Jana is not an English name. Okay, now I'm going to surprise you now. Do you have some new books out on Amazon? Are you ready for this?
I do. I
was ready for this. Okay, do you want to talk about them? Because you. Well,
we can have a quick talk. I've always wondered how people who have learned German, say they've had a couple of years lessons, or on their own they've worked a couple of books or whatever resources in that, and they want to keep their German going, but they don't necessarily want to carry on with lessons. But they don't get the chance to speak German much or do anything because they don't live in Germany, or they haven't learned German because they want to move there. They want to keep the German going without having lessons. And what's the best way of doing that? You could go through your textbook again. That's pretty boring. You could find another textbook. That could possibly be boring as well. And I think the best way to do this actually is when you're combining it with a hobby. So I've made planners or journals. The one I've just got in my hand here is the crochet planner, crochet project planner. I can't have forgotten now, for German learners. Yeah, this is it's literally just a planner where you can write some vocabulary. So you can find out some German, English vocabulary, all to do with crocheting. And you can write about your crocheting projects in German. Yeah, you can find some websites, some YouTube videos, and make a note of those. And I've even started that already. So there is something there. If you like crocheting, yeah, then this is a way to follow some German patterns once you know all the vocabulary. And the same goes for knitting.
Okay.
And I've got one for sewing. So that's all the crafting. I probably will never do one of those myself because I'm absolutely useless at sewing, knitting and crocheting. But I know there are lots of people who do. And then I thought, right, what else? Because I have done, ages ago, I've done one for recipes and for gardening. And so I thought, what else could I do? And then I thought, well, based on Facebook posts and everywhere else on social media, people who are dog and cat lovers constantly posting things about their dogs and cats and cute pictures and whatever else. So I've done a journal for those who love cats and are learning German, and dogs and are learning German. So again, it is just to really keep the two hobbies combined. So if you like reading about dogs, or you like finding things out because you have a dog yourself or a cat, why not look it up on German websites? Make some notes on some of the vocabulary. You'll probably find it will sort of repeat itself, so you get used to the vocabulary, and also write things down, maybe fun things that's happened or adventures that you may have had with your dog. Probably not with a cat so much, but I don't know.
We don't know, do we? Because we're not really.
No, we don't. And I've got one more, and that's the music journal.
Do you want to show that again? Sorry.
The music journal for German learners.
Right.
And that is sort of to find German songs and do some work on it. So that's actually almost more for, or could be more for, some grammar work, because you might find a really good German song and you'll find there's a lot of dative prepositions in there, or some past tense participles and things like this. So again, combining the two things, you found a song, sounded really brilliant, yeah, and use that to just improve your German for a bit.
Brilliant.
There is one more, but I can't show it because my own copy hasn't arrived yet.
You can't talk. We can talk about it though. It's, what is it? Your latest book, which is,
the latest one is another colouring book. So this is for young ones, and it's got Christmas pictures with some German and English sentences underneath. So it's a Christmas colouring book for young German learners. But sadly, my copy hasn't arrived yet, so I can't show it.
All the books that Angelika has just shown you are available on Amazon.com, Amazon.co.uk, and Amazon.de. And all you have to do is to go to the Amazon page, just type in Angelika German and you'll find it. And they make ideal stocking fillers, and will last for months, if not years.
That depends on how much people write in them. They could last for years, absolutely.
Right, and Corinda's joined us. Hello, Corinda. And,
hello, Corinda.
And Corinda again. What is the German for Christmas?
Oh, you can tell him.
The German for Christmas, Corinda, is Weihnacht.
Or Weihnachten. Yeah.
Weihnachten. See, I've been corrected. Okay. And Corinda again. Is your Amazon, is it on your Amazon Carly's? It should be available on all Amazon sites. Okay, this is not an ebook. This is a printed book,
printed,
and or set of books. How many books have you done now?
Oh, I don't know. I've lost count.
I do. It's over 20.
All right.
Yeah, incredible.
Except these planners, obviously, and the journals and the planners. The main work will be from the person who buys it, because you need to write into it.
Indeed, it's an activity book. Where you are doing the activity. Ideal Christmas presents, we already said that. And before we sell too much, because we're not salespeople, over to you, Angelika, to say when we're going to be live again and all that thing.
Yeah, we'll have one more session before Christmas.
Yes.
And that's on the, wow, I looked it up and I've forgotten again, 17th.
17th.
Because the following Friday is Christmas Eve.
It is. We
normally always have a break over Christmas anyway. So on the 17th, we have one more session with the letter K, which should make it a lot easier for you.
Well, right, yeah, K is always a hard K. There's no confusion at all.
No.
Chris and Corinda, thank you for watching live. If you watch the replay, thank you. There is a group on Facebook called Ask Angelika, which you're welcome to join if you're learning German. And go to your local Amazon site and type in Angelika, and just to show you the Angelika's full name. Might work. This might work or might not. Okay, if you type in Angelika Davy on Amazon, then you'll find Angelika's books. Everything you've seen today, plus a lot more besides.
Absolutely. And apart from that, like you said at the beginning of the show, if anybody has got any questions about learning German, they can ask me. Brilliant. Or you can say, ask Angelika.
Indeed, ask Angelika. From Wiltshire in England, this is Angelika and Steven saying thank you for watching us live, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks' time on the 17th at 9 AM Eastern, 2 PM in the UK, and of course, 3 PM in Belgium. Take care. Bye for now. Tschüss von mir.
Und von mir.